All right, we are live on YouTube. How is everyone doing tonight? This is a late night impromptu stream. I really wish I didn't have to do, but it needs to be done. And I'm quite overwhelmed right now. I'm very overwhelmed, but I will do my best to get through this. This is not easy for me, but it needs to be done. And I've got a lot to say here, and I'm only going to be on here for a very short while, 15, 20 minutes max or so. Got a lot of things going on tomorrow morning with my girlfriend Dawn and other important stuff. But before we get to this impromptu stream here, let me first of all make sure that everything is rolling smoothly. You check out the back end of YouTube, and it looks like it's rolling well. Let me also make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it looks like it has. And let me do a sound check real quick here. But it needs to be done. And I'm quite overwhelmed right now. I'm very overwhelmed. But I will do my best to. All right. Everything seems to be rolling smoothly. So let's go ahead and get right to it. As the title states, I have decided to step away from YouTube after 7 years. And like I always do, I repeat the title. That's just what I do. I have decided to step away from YouTube after 7 years. Again, this is extremely overwhelming for me. It's also very sad. It's something that I really hoped I would have never had to do. But the time has come, and it needs to be done. And yeah, it's sad. It's beyond, my feeling is beyond what any words can describe. I've been creating semi-full-time or pretty much full-time on this platform for around 7 years now. And I will say, I love YouTube. I feel that YouTube is the most amazing platform and one of the most amazing opportunities that any creator can have. What Google and YouTube have done to better this platform and make it what it is today is absolutely incredible. I don't think any other company could have done what Google has done for YouTube. The high quality video and audio, the super chats, the YouTube partner program is simply the best monetization program on the planet. Where if you're fully monetized, you not only have super chats, super stickers, and super thanks on the live stream replays and pre-recorded videos, and memberships, and all that. I know now you get that when you hit 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours, or what is it, 3 million short views. But when you get to 4,000 watch hours and 1,000 subscribers, or I believe it's 10 million short views, you get ad revenue. And if we're looking at regular videos and not shorts, YouTube gives you 55% out of the ad revenue, you know, per 1,000 views on a video. So basically, let's say per 1,000 views, your CPM, which is how they pay, you know, creators for ads, let's say that's $10. You get $5.50 of it, and YouTube and Google gets $4.50. It's a very generous program that no one else offers. I've been proud to be a part of the YouTube Partner Program on this main channel here for, I believe, almost 5 years now, and on the other channel, GNA2, for 2.5 years. And I really appreciate the opportunity that YouTube and Google has given me, and Alphabet Inc. that owns them both. They're the parent company. And when I came on this platform 7 years ago, I was already creating videos on other channels, but this was the first opportunity, the first attempt for me to run an actual business here, a full-time business here. When I came out here, I had no idea. I had no idea what to expect besides putting myself out there, and the people that wanted to view my content and support me would support me. And if not, you know, that's okay too. But I quickly learned that's not the way it is out here. It's not the way it is out here. You know, there are people that will support you, but the people that don't want to support you, some of those people like to make you their target per se, and like to do things to you on this platform that makes it almost next to impossible to function. And a lot of these things that are done, you can do whatever it takes to try to stop these things. And I have done that. I have taken every single measure possible to protect my business, my brand, my family, my girlfriend, and people that I care for. I have taken every measure possible. I've spent countless hours fighting the good fight per se, because it wasn't really even, I don't like to fight, but I call it the good fight. It wasn't a good fight. It was a horrible fight, and I don't like to fight. But I've been out here fighting solely to be able to just survive out here and be able to run my business, let alone running the business itself. I have dealt with some of the most horrendous harassment and abuse on this platform. And I'm not here to complain about it. I'm not here to play the role of the victim. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything. I'm stating the facts. I've come out here and I've dealt with some of the most, how to say this the right way? I have dealt with some of the most unreasonable and unethical people, at the very least, unethical people. I've dealt with the most unreasonable and unethical people ever. I know I'm not the only one. I know there are many others out here that have dealt with this at a similar level I have, or close to it, or at least at some level. And it's very disturbing. I'm not one that's a quitter. I'm not a quitter, but I also know when the time is to move on to bigger and better things. And I know many of you that support me off and on, and some of you that support me regularly. You may not be happy with this decision, and I'm really sorry. I am truly sorry. From the bottom of my heart, I'm truly sorry. And I have a lot of energy, but I cannot continue to waste my energy solely on the fact that maybe one day all the stupid things will stop, and maybe one day that will allow me to finally build the audience that I've dreamed of building in regards to my purpose and my vision of helping people. I could continue pushing forward and pouring all this effort into it. And because of certain things that are out of my control that people can get away with doing on this platform, it will continue to have me spinning my wheels in the mud. That's the figure of speech. That's what's been happening, spinning my wheels in the mud. Now, if I was a single man and had no responsibility, maybe it might be worth it to keep pushing forward a little bit more, maybe not, but I do have responsibilities. I've got a wonderful girlfriend of over 3 years. I've got a great mother and great other family members that don't deserve to deal with any of the things that they've had to deal based on my presence out here on YouTube, which is about positively uplifting people. They don't deserve to deal with any of this. They don't. They absolutely do not. And I'm not going to put them through that for another second. It would be selfish of me to do that. This decision was purely my decision. No one influenced me, including my girlfriend, Dawn. She knows about it. I talked to her about it. And she supports me completely on that decision, or if I wanted to move forward. This was not a decision that was influenced by Dawn. It was not influenced by my mother or my brother or any other family member or any other friend or any other supporter. No one influenced me to make this decision. I have come to terms with this on my own. So with that being said, I really want to thank everyone, past and present, that's been supportive. There have been a lot of people over the years that have been supportive, and they've come and gone. And I am very grateful and thankful to every single person that's participated in any of my live stream chats, that's made comments on any live stream replays or pre-recorded videos. I'm grateful to the people that allowed me to interview them on any of my channels. I'm grateful for people that invited me on their channels and give me the opportunity to, speak on their platform. I'm very grateful and thankful. And I have love for each and every one of you, and I always will. And I will never forget any of you. Never forget any of you. And again, some of you may be saddened by this. Some of you that have become very close with Dawn and I, my girlfriend Dawn and I, behind the scenes. I know this might come as a surprise. And I know it may affect you. And if it does, I wholeheartedly and sincerely apologize to you. Now, as far as the GNA, my organization, my business, the GNA, what's going to happen to that? At this point, I don't have that answer. But it's not going to be here on YouTube if it does continue. So I don't have an answer for that right now. But what I can say is this. The people that are connected with us behind the scenes, Don and I will continue to be connected with you in the same ways as we always have. And our communication will not stop behind the scenes. Sandra Palacio, you've been a part of this for over 6 years. Pretty much almost even 7 years since I started doing this. I'm very grateful and thankful for all of your support. And Tia, you've been amazingly supportive the last year. And you just did a stream with Dawn, Sandra, and I, last week. And it was amazing. You did a phenomenal, phenomenal job. You are very talented and you are very brave and very strong. You lost your husband about a year ago. And all you wanted was to make some good friends and meet some decent people that are down to earth, easygoing, that truly care about you for who you are and not for your money or for other beneficial reasons that are selfish. You're just looking for good people. And I'm glad that you found that in us. So regarding those relationships, they will continue in the same ways. And whatever Don and I decide to do in the future, it may involve social media somewhere else, or it may just involve offline. At this point, I can't tell you. I don't know. I made this decision earlier tonight after my walk. I sat here in my office. I had dinner with Dawn and my family. We had dinner with my family for New Year's Day. And then, Dawn went to bed early. And I told her I need to figure a few things out. And she said, no problem. Take your time. I'll be here when you're ready to come to bed. I was just thinking about everything And I just thought about what everyone has said to me. Dawn, my family, other people that we're connected with from YouTube that we trust, other friends of mine. I went back in my head and I started to really put together what everyone has been saying. And I got to the point of where, yeah, I just can't do this anymore. I can't do this on YouTube anymore. It's too toxic. And that's not YouTube's fault. I can't blame YouTube for that. Sure, do I think they can do a better job? Regarding bullying, harassment, hateful and abusive content, copyright infringement, all that. Do I think they can do a better job? Sure. But they're dealing with a beast within itself. They're dealing with a beast. And I don't think there's any better way they could handle it. Other things. Our system, our government system, our laws regarding social media and bullying and harassment and all that. They're so vague. And there really is no accountability. And a lot of people say, hey, it's all protected by First Amendment rights, freedom of speech. That's what we call it here in the U.S. If you're in a different country, you have your own version of freedom of speech. But here it's the First Amendment. And that's the first thing that people, pull out of their hat and claim when they're harassing you, and then you try to stop them and you try to get them to stop. They flex their First Amendment rights. We need to do a better job of patrolling social media. There are real people on social media that are dealing with real life things. There are people that have ended their lives because of things like this. There are people that are dealing with some very serious things out here, and they're being overlooked by our system, our government system, our police system, the FBI, etc. There needs to be better ways to patrol the internet, because right now, I'm sorry, I hate to say it, but it's the truth. It's the truth, which is what I'm trying to say. I hate to say it's the truth. People are practically getting away with murder out here, right? That's a figure of speech. No one would get away with murder anywhere, but basically people are doing the equivalent of digital murder out here, and they're getting away with it because the laws simply are not there. And even if, per se, the laws are there, they're such a low priority that no agency enforces these laws. And then you try to protect yourself, and the law is just simply against you. Even though technically people have violated you, because it's online, it's very, very difficult to get justice for things that deserve justice. One more thing before I go. We are at 25 minutes. I really want to wrap this up in a second here. So here's what's going to happen. After this stream, these channels both channels, the GNA, Genuine Personal Development, this main channel here, and then the other channel, GNA2, Genuine Life Personal Development, will stay and remain publicly viewable for a little while, and then eventually they're going to be shut down. I'm going to leave these channels publicly viewable. No new content will be made. No new postings will be made. This is the last time that you're going to be seeing me here on YouTube. Around February 21st or so, that's when Google AdSense pays things out. I want to make sure that I get everything that I'm owed from Google/YouTube before shutting things down. Whatever little money that is, I'm going to take it. You would too. And then at that time, that's going to be it. I'm not going to lie. I'm very overwhelmed right now. I love YouTube. I love this platform. I love doing my walks. I love doing my in-studio streams. I love having people on panels. I love creating. But I simply just can't continue to pour my heart and soul out on a platform that simply isn't working for me. I can't continue to try to push through things that have not been able to have been pushed through. And there are some reasons for that. I don't have the biggest support. A lot of the harassment I've been dealing with has scared off people that want to be here and support myself and Don, and they're not coming here because they don't want to deal with the severe harassment that I've been dealing with. If there was more support constantly here that outweighed the harassment and all the other stuff I've been dealing with, this might have been a different story, but that's simply not the case. And I have done everything I can within my power to rebuild that audience and to make people feel comfortable and safe coming here, but they just haven't come. And that's okay. It just wasn't meant to be. I can sit here and be honest with you folks and swallow my pride and do the right thing, not just for myself, but for the other people that are affected by what I do here. They shouldn't be affected, but they are affected because I can be the strongest person in the world, which I have been, and I put up with a lot, and I can just ignore it. But then the people can just go and attack my girlfriend and attack my audience members and, attack my family members and take things into real life and abuse 911 resources, sending the police to my house and then doing it a second time when I'm on vacation with Dawn at her parents' place and all this stuff. I mean, for those of you that have been around for a while, you know exactly what has been done. And the people doing it, if they were on the receiving end of what they're doing or participating in, if they were on the receiving end, trust me, they would be fighting harder than I did. Right? But because they're not on the receiving end, and because of what they're participating in doing to myself and other people I care for, because that makes them money and is one of the only ways they can make money out here, they just basically turn the cheek and pretend like, hey, I'm not doing anything wrong. This is all part of my freedom of speech. Right? So there's nowhere left to go with it. There's nowhere left to go with it. At this point, at least, it's not going to change. And I'm just not going to continue to invest my time into something that is not going to move the needle forward. Not because it's not good enough to move forward, because so many other people have gathered together and they've tried to do everything possible to prevent it from moving forward. That's all I have to say. Comments are set on the replay at a very strict setting. Most are going to be held for review. If you're going to comment, make it positive. Negative comments will be immediately deleted and banned. And most people, that I don't want chatting here have already been banned for a while, but people create new accounts. So if you want to comment and share your thoughts, you have until around February 21st while these channels are still up. I love everyone. And it's been a hell of a ride. Now it's onwards and upwards. I don't know what the next step is. I will figure that out with Dawn and some other people behind the scenes. But as far as YouTube is concerned, it's my farewell. Thank you again to everyone. Happy New Year. God bless each and every one of you. And with that being said, have yourselves a good one. Take care. And one last time, be good to each other. Good night, everyone.